Hello YouTubers, this is Alex with Matador Studio and coming at you with another video. And in this one we will be going over how to write comics using Scrivener, which is on your screen at this moment, and the link will be in the description. If you're not familiar with Scrivener, it is a powerful content generation tool for writers that allows you to concentrate on composing and structuring long and difficult documents. But for us artists, it is simply a tool to write comics fast and easy. It is also very affordable at $40 US, unlike Final Draft, which costs
1 billion, gajillion, fifillion, million. Yeah.
Well said, Doc. Well said. I will also be adding a link to a writer by the name of Antony Johnston, who is best known for, I guess, Wasteland. And this video is 100% based off of his method and techniques of using Scrivener to write comics. Before I found this page, I was lost, and I was able to follow along and get something done, at least understand the concept behind Scrivener, which is not like if you remember Celtics, which is just pretty much open it up and start writing. Scrivener is a little different, but you'll see as we go along. So if he has this page showing all these steps to take when you're using Scrivener, why make this video? Well, that's a good question. If you're an artist like me, you probably or hopefully spend more time drawing than writing. So that means you may go 3, maybe 4, 5, 6 weeks without at a time without playing with Scrivener, and you may forget things, how to do simple things, common things. At least I do. So if you're one of those guys that have a photographic memory, then this video is probably useless to you. But if you're like the rest of us, you can take advantage of this video, which will have timestamps or bookmarks that I will also add in the description on how to perform common tasks, so we can refer to them should we forget. So without further ado, let's jump right in with part 2, which is the setup, which is completely optional, by the way. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and fire up Scrivener. And there it is. And I guess it's this is the default setting. I already was working on something else, so it comes up with the last file that I guess that I saved. But you might get this. You might have to create a new project, and this little window pops up, and you're gonna select script writing, and this script right here is already included in Scrivener. So it's just called comic strip. Give it a name, create. The name could be anything you want. Save it, basic stuff. Your comic and the number, issue 1, whatever, and choose where you want to save it. Okay, so after giving it a little thought, I decided that instead of going through the setup, first let me tell you, this whole section here from setup all the way down to here, right before here, right before breakdown here, is all setting up your user preferences. And I'm thinking about it, why go through that when people are going to do their own thing anyway. The rest of it is pretty much just prepping the template so you can get to doing this part, and this is where the good stuff begins. This is where you start actually using Scrivener, and that's the part that I'm really interested in showing. So that is what I'm going to do, but I'm not going to leave you hanging. What I'm going to do is since I already went through all those steps prepping the template to get to that part, I did it and created a template out of it, and here it is right here. So I'm going to make this downloadable for you guys. I'll rename it something else. I'll put the link in the description. That way we don't have to go through all this boring, tedious stuff and just get down to the nitty-gritty, which is starts with breakdown. Pretty much, start writing your script from an outline. So speaking of outlines, you are going to need one, and I just happen to have one, so let me import it. And this is actually what you're going to get when you download the steps that I just mentioned, by following the first half of that I guess tutorial. So I'm gonna import an outline here. It doesn't matter, this is not really an outline, it doesn't really matter for this example. We're just learning how to use Scrivener, so I don't want to hear no shit. So I'll grab this outline and put it up here to the top if I can. Sometimes it's a little pain in the ass to do. Alright, and this one here, comic script format, you can actually delete that out. I'll see if I'll update the template and just delete this. I wasn't sure if to leave it in there or not. Some of you may want to read that. It doesn't hurt if you leave it or not, it's just going to be in the way, but I'm going to go ahead and delete it. So to delete stuff here, you just highlight it down and right click, empty trash, and it's out of your life forever. Alright, so you got the outline here or whatever. We're just gonna work with these. I don't have it twice here. Alright, so we're gonna work with these scenes, I guess, and go from there using the template. So first thing you're gonna do is do this so you can split the screen. See this little button here, and that splits the screen, and now you have both of these here like this. So click on outline, and now you have the outline on one side and the index cards on the other. And the way he wants you to do it is to have outline selected, and then you click split view vertical. You can even go here, view layout. It would be this one that you would choose, but it's right here somewhere, or was. And you have the split view. And what you do next is make sure to go to view, editor, lock in place. So you see this little reddish kind of title bar here. Same thing for this one, view, editor, lock in place. So the next step is, see, and this is something that I said this next step is something that really screwed me up when I was following the online that tutorial on the website. Is I kept looking for a page called a story page, which is what he calls it, but I guess here it's called a comic page or just comic page. So that was my demise. That's the reason why it took a little longer to figure this out. Because of that, I kept creating the story page, and it didn't have the code or whatever that this one has. Like if you look at this page, we'll look at it later. It has like $signs or whatnot. But alright, so basically what you start doing here is, let's say this is your outline here. Let's say, for example, each one of these index cards are a page. Okay, so each one of these, think of it as a page. I mean, yeah, I could actually make these bigger. Alright, so let's say you got, it's always a good idea also to name it, I don't know, Battlefield, whatever the heck you want. Something that'll let you know that it's the page that you're working on, Oh, Jesus Christ, what the hell? Battlefield. It's a little uncomfortable here with the way I have it my setup. Alright, so let's say this is whatever. This is scene 1, this is scene panel 2, panel 3. Kinda gotta wing it here. So let's say this first page has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 panels, each one describing what happens in each scene or whatnot. Alright, so boom, you got that one. Now the next block of text, let's say up to here, it's going to be another page. You know, and this is all, you know, there's no formula for this. You gotta kind of read the script and see what's going on, and if you could fit 5 panels in there, if you could fit 1, 2, 3 and whatnot, and that's how you decide how much text you put in there. That was one of the questions that I had. I wasn't sure, well, how do you know? You know, well, you don't. You gotta figure it out, read it. Say, nearby cavalry transport another pregnant woman. That's 1 panel. This is 2 panels. This is 3 panels. You can even highlight if you want. You know, break it down pretty much. You're breaking down the script. That's why this part is called breakdown. Alright, so now that you have that, right, so you have this, we still haven't created a second one for this. So in order to do that, make sure you highlight this, right? And this is, remember, this was the comic page index card. So project, new template from comic page. Make sure you come over here. This is something that killed me earlier, because when I was doing this, I wasn't seeing this, and I was clicking. I was like, what the hell? So boom, comic page, and you see another one comes up there, and let's say, I'm gonna call this one cavalry. How about that? And it could be any name, you know, anything. So when you type that in, hit tab, and then boom, paste. So just for the sake of it, that's panel 1, might as well panel 2, 3 and 4. So that's page 2 there, and you just keep doing that. So you just keep on going until you have your whole outline broken down like this into the index cards. So let's do another one. Project templates. So now you have 1, 2, 3, 4 pages, and you can start seeing the pages here, and this is also helping you with the pacing as well. You see 1, 2, 3, so you 4. So you got 4 pages here. Always keep in mind 3 extra pages for the cover, which is this one right here, cover solicit, and you're gonna have to read about that on his website. Okay, so 0 pages to spare, should not be compiled. This is very important here. This is I'm not really sure. I mean, these definitely should be included. Pretty sure of it. All right, but this one should not. So if you have, so my point was, if you have 22 pages, then it's really 25. Always add 3. So let's say your comic, you're drawing 22 pages. Keep in mind you should have 25. 1 for the cover, 1 for the spare, and 1 for the title page right here. Alright, so now that we got that, I mean, make believe we have 22 pages here, we have 25 pages. Alright, and we'll go on to the next step. Alright, so we're at the final step now, and that is what we're going to do now. Is we're going to transfer everything from our outline, our index cards, onto the script. And the way to do that is make sure you're on this screen left panel here, or window, and comic script, and then come up here to Scrivenings. Well, actually I already had Scrivenings on, but you would select Scrivenings, and then you'll get this page right here with the this is what I was talking about earlier with the symbols and all that code looking stuff. And you're not going to worry about these 2 right here. These 2 right here will auto populate a page, you know, like page 1, page 2, all that panel and all that will auto populate. So basically now what you got to start doing now is just transfer everything over. So let's say here, actually I want to show you something first. If you look down here, down in this little area here, when you mouse over it, when you click on page, put your cursor over it, that changes to page number, and if you put it on panel, it changes to panel, right? So let's say you wanted to start adding you know, some doing your script. You see how that changed to panel description? What I would do is, let's say, go to my index cards and just grab that, copy, and if you copy and paste it, it seems to change that to general text. I think if you type it, it does not. So what I do is just paste it, because I don't want to typo that up again. So what I do is panel description. Alright, so now I have my panel description there, and let's say I wanted to add character talking. I hit enter, and character, and let's call this guy Thomas. Right, and then boom, hit enter again, and of course it's dialogue's already selected. So let's say this guy's saying blah, whoop, blah blah blah, and then we have another character, and this character's name is Robert, and he's talking, saying okay, okay, okay. Alright, so now we have another panel in page. Remember, this is page 1. So now we have another panel. Panel number. When we start typing now, it pulls up this little window here. This is pretty much what you see in Final Draft and Celtics and all those other programs. So then panel description. Man, let's try it without copy and paste. Jeez, walks down the street crying like a little girl. No offense to little girls. Alright, so now we hit enter, and of course we're gonna have a character talking, and Thomas says, why are you crying? Right, and then you do the rest. I mean, once you get to this point, then you're straight. You know what I mean? Then once you get to this point, you're pretty much almost done. I mean, not almost done, because you got to copy all this shit over, but you know what I mean. So let's say here we're gonna do the next one. Let's just pick this one right here. Husband kills off several werewolves. Whatever. Boom. Remember this. Panel description, right? And we'll leave that alone. And yep. So boom, that should be enough to illustrate what I'm trying to show here. And Jesus, I misspelled blah blah twice. That's embarrassing. Told you I'm not a writer. All right. So now we have that, right? And I'm not really sure how to fill this out, I'll be honest with you. I will have to do a second video just for that, how to fill out this whole project. It was not covered in the tutorial on Antony Johnston's website, so or I missed it, I don't know. Alright, but anyway, so we have all that. You get the picture, right? You're copying everything, you know, from your index pages onto the page, onto these right here. You're leaving these alone because these will get auto-populated. So the next step will be to compile it, and the way to do that is to come up here. Where's that? Compile, right here, this little icon. Hit compile, screenplay, PDF. I keep those. Compile. It's gonna ask you to pick a name. I'll call this one 3. Right, so then you save it, complete, and let me see what we got. Alright, so let me pull up the PDF, and here's what we got. So I got YT up here somehow. I gotta figure out where I entered that, because that pretty much solves the riddle of how to get that on there. So that changed, so I'll figure that out. But as far as the pages are concerned, if you remember, jeez, I cannot grab stuff today. I don't know what's going on here. Alright, so page 1. Remember this page, page 1, panel 1. We had SN over here, $SN, that turned into panel 1. See, panel 1, panel 2, and you go to panel 3, and so on and so forth. Same thing with page 2, panel 1, page 3, panel 1. So that's pretty much how you do it. Alright, so I hope this little video helped. Sure as hell helped me to find Antony Johnston's website. Otherwise I would have never figured this out. If you like the video, please subscribe and hit the like button. I am very tired. This shit has taken all day. Thank you for watching, and see you on the next one.